Hi, this is Buffy with Stampin' with Buffy, and today I have another technique for you that's kind of old, but I've simplified it a little bit to make it easier. This, I think, was called triple time stamping. Mine's going to be more double time stamping. A friend of mine sent me a picture and said, tell me again how you do this. So here is the original way. You take 2 to 3 sheets of cardstock that are graduated in size, and I put a little bit of adhesive there just to hold them together, and then you take a stamp, and I'm using a stamp from the All Adorned Celebration second release set, and we're just gonna stamp that over both layers, and I'm using Balmy Blue ink. Like that, and just, you can make it a little bit more uniform. This is just kind of just to show you how it goes. And then when you're finished, you take those apart and you layer them on slightly larger pieces of cardstock like that, and then you add it to a card base. Layer into Night of Navy, and then to the Balmy Blue card base, and there you have a really cute card. You can put your sentiment in here. But sometimes I don't have time for all that cutting and layering, so this is my easier version. First of all, I started with designer series paper. I took a piece of, it's from the Needlepoint Nook designer series paper, and I cut it at 5 inches by 3 3/4 inches, and then I just put it in my, let's see, the best way for you to see this, maybe right there. I put it in this is before it's cut. It's all one piece, and you just put it in your paper trimmer, and I put it with the right edge along, of course for you it's going to be the left, but one edge along the 1 inch mark outside the cutting area, and then I took this up to 1 inch, and I brought it down, and then 1 inch again, and you're going to cut so that you have 1 inch border all the way around. So you want to start at 1 inch and go down to 1 inch from the bottom of your your designer paper. So you've got 1 inch all the way around, and just keep turning, and you can see that little point points to right where you're going to start cutting. And when you're finished, you have 2 pieces like that. Because I am a farmer's daughter, and knowing that I had all this cardstock covered up just bothered me. So I used my paper trimmer so I didn't have any waste. So then I kind of did the same thing with my mat, except I came up with an even easier way, which you probably already guessed. I took my rectangle stitched framelits dies, and okay, these aren't the 2 I used. Anyway, you get the idea. I cut this one at 5 1/4 by 4 inches, and then I used the die in between these 2 to die cut the center like that. So I got these 2 pieces, which was a lot easier than lining up the paper trimmer. And you don't have to worry, this is crooked. It slipped when I put it through the big chop, but that's okay because it's gonna be covered up. So it really doesn't matter. So there you go. And then you can layer that to your card base, and you can add ribbon, you can add other embellishments, and here's nice. And I have I had already had a thanks die cut, so I put that, I used the Story Label Punch, which is a celebration coordination item that you can order through the end of March. So I punched with my Story Label Punch, and then put the negative back in the Big Shot, and I lined this up where I wanted it to go, because I knew I wanted to stamp it twice. because I wanted it extra dark. The balmy blue, I wanted it a little bit darker. It's actually stamped 3 times, but you can do that with the Stamparatus because you know you're in the same place every time. And then I had a thanks already die cut. So I took that, put it to the top of the label, and then we can just add it. Actually, we can punch 2 more labels. Well, I'll probably switch this to balmy blue later, but for right now. And I'm gonna cut one of them in half. Do I want it this way? I'll cut it that way. And we're just gonna stretch it just a little bit, like that. And then we'll tape it all together. Add the sentiment on top. So that gives it just a little bit of a, well, once you glue it, it'll be a lot better. And you don't really need that bottom one. You can just put those together, but I kind of like it because it, in case there's any hanging out, there's no color. So you just tape those together like that and add it to your card. And this will, of course, be all taped together, but for right now, this gives you the idea. And that'll be right side up. So that's what it's going to look like, sort of, at the end. So there you go. That quick and easy double time stamping. Thanks for stopping by. See you next time.